Okay, this will be an interesting one. If we can make it look any good, let's see what we can do with it. I don't know how big we're going to make this. We're probably going to make it bigger than 200, I'd say. I could be wrong. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here, it says, like a queen. Okay, we're interested in the picture of this person, this funny looking person. Let's see what we can do with it. I'm just going to put it on the glass like so. We're going to cut the writing off. I'm going to line it up against the edge there. I don't know how it's going to look. Yeah, that looks really quite nice. We've still got a bit of that up there we've got to get rid of. Not that it's much to notice, but we need a bit more on the horizontal. That looks really quite nice, that framing overall. So I'm just going to move it. It's upside down, so I've got to move it down a fraction. Just a little, just a smidge. And I've got to add some to the horizontal. Going 230 by 230. We're going to use, you keep it even. Yeah, we've put her head a little bit too close to the top of the page, maybe, but then we got more out the bottom. We don't want the bottom to be totally cut off. I do wonder if maybe, yeah, I think it's because we enlarged it and that's upside down, so yeah. Maybe we can move it back up again because, yeah, the enlargement. We're going to enlarge on the horizontal. We're going to make it 240. We're going to make the vertical also 240. Okay, well that looks better. We got more of that up the top there. So she looks really quite nice in that picture. Wondering where the centre of this job is going to be. But I'm really missing a loved one, folks, and I'm trying to get in touch with a loved one, and I'm trying to present these demos as best as we can. it's not an easy thing to do, trying to get my work on the primetime TV news. You know, the old free-to-air television that we all grew up with when we were young, before we had YouTube, before we had Facebook, or any of the social media that supports videos. Yeah. So things were different in those days, you know, they didn't have all the choices. You couldn't, even the actual internet wasn't around until the very early 90s, but it wasn't something that everyone could engage in. The internet was still only in its infancy when it was the early 90s. I didn't start doing anything on the internet until 1996. Late 1995, I went to a place where they had internet and they were just starting out. And I remember they were trying to get it to work. It was the old dial-up. And yeah, it was really difficult. But I did start using the internet. The place had problems with their internet, so I never made it onto the internet until 1996. And I was using internet cafes. I didn't have it at home. I didn't have enough money for a computer or anything. So anyway, that looks really quite nice. I'm wondering if we could call it quits or if we have to do a switcheroo. It's really difficult. I think we can call it quits.